Okay, so I'm Sue Leela and I'm talking about the breath of life. Okay. I'm at the Shine seminars.
It was much nicer just hearing your unamplified voice, I have to say.
And I've just been told it's nicer hearing my unamplified voice. So I'm going to turn the mic off now. Today is the 8th of the 8th and the Lion's Portal. And my talk is in reference to ascension. Okay. I believe from personal experience that stems over 30 odd years. I'm 64. I had my kind of awakenings and experience, sense of what the true nature of who I am when I was 29, 30. Okay, so for 34 years, I've been anchoring and integrating what occurred then, and this is how long it can take. All right. But the predominant technique that got me through, that got me there, was surrendering the exhale in the breath of life. In a process called conscious connected energy breathing, that was brought from India, from the Babajis and the immortal yogis, to the West at the time of Ringo Starr and John Lennon bringing the Krishna movement over. A long time ago, we're talking late 60s, aren't we? When this movement all started to hit the West. Okay. Basically speaking, Leonard went in search, he's an American guy, of Christian faith originally, who went over to America to find immortal yogis. And he was very interested in the yogic art of transfigurating your body from one dimension or place, space, here in Gloucestershire, over to Monmouthshire, like that, in a thought. And that body appears there, in holographic form, obviously. We know that now. But you can imagine back then how these stories of these amazing yogis must have appeared, yeah? Must have sounded to the average person. Bear in mind we had no internet. Hooray! Okay, but I mean, basically speaking, unless the only way you would learn these lessons was to sign up for advanced yoga, but you wouldn't do it by making an online application or any kind of application. The yogis would be hidden in discrete ashrams, in mountainous places, in remote areas, and only the true seeker would have the ability, only the true seeker who was ready would arrive to meet that yogi. And all the breathing techniques which we now in the West, we have breath of fire, yeah, we rename things. Nostril breathing for pranayama, you've got ujjayi breathing, which we call ocean breath. So all those Sanskrit names have been taken out of the breath for our convenience in the West, so that we can simplify and have a quick memory of what it is without having to learn Sanskrit or Hindi, yeah? So, I mean, it's true to say we've got some breath forms coming from the Sufi tradition. So the ecstatic breathing that happens during, anyone done ecstatic dance? No? It comes from the Sufi tradition. But the breath of fire is used in that. This is a Sufi thing. But the point I'm trying to make is that all of these breath techniques are now freely available to us. Anyone. Yeah? Anyone can access this. Right. Back in the time, it was only people of a certain disposition and a true spiritual seeking who would find the master who would be able to teach these techniques. All right. My point being now that in today's breath techniques, whilst, breathing's going to do loads of things, isn't it? Okay? It's going to flood on a biological level oxygen into your entire system. All right. It's going to reach every cell of your body. It's going to improve your circulation of blood. It's going to, every organ of the body is going to benefit. The muscles are going to benefit. Everything's going to benefit from breath work. Okay? You can't dispute that on a physical level. So, almost I'm going to ask myself, why am I bitching then about doing the breath work? And therein lies the key for me. And it's a very subtle thing, but I think it makes the absolute 100% world of difference as to whether you are having a transformation of healing through your breathing, or you're just doing the breathing. Now, it comes when you are able to surrender the exhale and have no force whatsoever on that exhale. Have no cognition in your mind about what it is you're doing either. Now, I'm going to get there. Okay. Say, for example, you're doing a box breathing technique. Until you're familiar with it and it's in your body pattern, you're going to be counting. In for 4, across for 4, down for 4, out for 4, blah, blah, blah. So all the time you're engaging on some level of conceptual mind. Okay. What I'm saying to you, in order to transcend and really surrender from this phenomenal universe, 3D, into the noumenal, okay, the universal, the cosmic, the non-identifiable, the void, the everything, God, source, whatever name you want to put on it, it cannot happen through a conceptual thinking process. It's beyond the conceptual thinking process. So every time when we're doing the breath, and or even if we're at the stage of, I don't know how many of you know much about yoga, but you've gone from, in yoga, you've got 8 limbs, okay? There's 8 limbs to yoga. Asanas are number 3 on the list, okay? You've got your pranayama, and it moves up and up and up. And the last 3 stages of yoga are all meditation, okay? The first stage of meditation is what's called dharana, which means to concentrate, to focus your mind on one single point. Okay, and as it goes, because yoga is such a science, step-by-step route to enlightenment, you could call it. Okay, it will go step by step. So it's stated that there's no point in doing meditation, trying to reach nirvana, until you're able to actually focus and concentrate on one point at a time. So there's a whole series of breathing meditations, including the candle gaze, which will teach dharana level meditation. This is akin to your mental body, okay? This level. Okay. The next level up is dhyana, which means awakened, self-realized being, okay? They're on the 7th limb of yoga. They haven't quite reached the 8th stage yet. And in that, there is no conceptual mind in the game at all. Okay. In Dhyana Yoga, it's gone. You are there at one with your, at one, in the body, you know. You're doing your meditation, but you're not setting an intention. This is why I can't do this with Yoga Nidra, because Yoga Nidra needs an intention. It's a different talk, okay, right? You're setting you're not setting an intention in that stage. You're just sitting in the bliss in your meditation. Okay, you surrendered. Okay, the 8th stage I can't talk about because I'm not there. I have no life experience whatsoever about nirvana. Okay, and in my opinion, only ascended masters will really be in that category. It's very hard to stay embodied on the planet when you're in that state. Okay. And sometimes people go around, like with Christ, they weave gold into his aura upon birth, the wise men, yeah? All this weaving of the gold, and use myrrh and, was it frankincense was the other one? No. To keep the Christed one embodied on the planet. But they were afraid that if they didn't do that, he would just float straight back out. It's like, the frequency was so high, like, can we anchor that here? Okay. So going back to the talk about surrendering, I'm talking about a breathing process where you surrender on the exhale. You could start the process. All you do is lie down, okay, and you start connecting your inhale with your exhale in an uninterrupted cycle through the nostrils. Forget about the mouth. Okay. As a facilitator of that, I would go around and make sure that people have got relaxing the belly, the abdomen, that their trousers aren't too tight, that they're not wearing a belt that's too restricting, they haven't got a heavy watch on that's bogging them down, or anything in the actual physical realm that's bothering them. So relax at that level first. Okay. Then we start with the breathing, and in the first 15 minutes of a session, I will encourage people to use breath of fire, to use Kundalini activation breath, dynamic breaths, where the exhale is forced out. Now, am I being hypocritical now? I've just said one thing and now I'm saying another. I'm not really, no, because what I'm saying is I'm just using that to charge the system up, okay? To charge the system up, to get the chi moving. I'm doing this because there's things I need to release to let the thing flow. But then the main body of work, the 45 minutes that remains, and how funny is this? I probably facilitated thousands of rebirth sessions in my life in the last 30 odd years, and they all last an hour. After 1 hour, everyone comes out of their breathing cycle and they're like, okay, they're blissed. If they've had a breath release or not, okay? But if they've had what we call a breath release, it's because they've allowed themselves, after this 15 minutes of forcing, pushing, counting, me talking to them, me guiding their breathing, the train takes over. They jump on the locomotive breath, okay? They're on the locomotive breath, and the breathing will do the teaching. It's the intelligence, the innate intelligence of the heart at play, okay? If we just allow it. What possibly could get in the way of surrendering? Name one thing.
The mind.
The mind, absolutely, okay. So that mind, that is the thinking mind, that is the voice of the little egoic identity. Right. Okay. And how would that affect it then?
Well, I guess you cannot relax or release what you need to.
Okay, with the monkey mind going on and trying to control it.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Having expectations,
Absolutely.
I guess.
Absolutely. Expectation, you just throw them out. Yeah, yeah. Or the worry and doubt that comes up in the egoic mind of, oh wow, if I surrender to the nominal now, will I cease to exist? Eh? Yeah, Shiva, and in walks the blue avatar. Shiva walks in, he's like, okay, I'm here to destroy your ignorance. Yeah? That's what Shiva will do. He'll just destroy the egoic mind in that moment and take over. And it's a master avatar, yeah, the Maha avatar Shiva, isn't it? You know, considered a god in the Hindu, obviously. The mind, so she will come and wipe that away. What else?
Environment.
Environment as in?
Noise, distractions, smells,
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
information, whatever.
yeah. So then could that bring you feelings of, I actually don't feel safe in this process because there's an armed robbery going on outside in the corner, or
You hear water running somewhere, or hear some chatter nearby.
okay, so then that could distract you and take
I
your.
would mate.
It would you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So environment is important. Yeah. With sufficient amounts of yoga nidra prior to your breath release, though, you learn to just home in. And you do it by not ignoring or trying to push away the sounds, but by embracing them fully. And here's the irony, see, the cosmic joke of all of it, isn't it? That less is actually more. The more we surrender, yeah, and sometimes the less we know, the better, yeah, because this doesn't have such a powerful interplay. Okay. You're very welcome to join
are you
us.
going to do yoga nidra?
No, I'm talking about the breath.
No, okay, all right. Thank
Tomorrow is yoga nidra.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where was I? So what else could get in the way?
Self-sabotage.
Okay, like a mechanism inside? Yeah.
Imposter syndrome or doubt in the experience itself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you want to talk a bit more about self-sabotage? Have you got any experience with that, or an example of?
It's very unconscious, isn't it? So it's something I'm still kind of becoming aware of. Just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it comes down to just imposter syndrome, believing, it's not me, there's not much point, so why bother even trying, kind of thing. It won't go anywhere, blah blah blah.
Right. So it's this past patterning that's creating a sabotage scenario. Okay. What about for you, Darren? Anything? Do you think that might get in the way of you actually just giving up and melting into the process?
I don't know.
No? Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So you don't have to know, or it's just I just thought I'd just open that up. You know?
Definitely so. What it's talking about, it's not a problem just breaking away, it's being aware of it and just bringing it back on track. It doesn't, and they themselves,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they themselves will say, yeah, it breaks away, just keep that.
It's just the nature of our monkey mind, isn't it? It's just the way that we are, you know.
Ego likes to be in control as well, doesn't like to surrender.
No, exactly. So that's the surrender, is part of surrendering that voice, that little egoic voice that's going, oh no, oh my God, there's so much life force coming through me now. I can't handle this, I didn't sign up for this. Stop the process. And do you know what happens? I'll tell you what happens, right? And I've experienced this so many times, just talking from personal experience. You've got someone lying down, all right? They're in the middle of the thing. You've done the catalytic breathing. You've got them all charged up, and they are now being taken. They're on the locomotive breath. They've let go for enough time to warrant a relaxation and a deep melting into Mother Earth, and the start of what I would call cosmic surgery happening, right? So they're there, and do you know what happens? As all the toxins and stuff's coming out of the body, there's a thing in rebirth and breath, or conscious connected breathing, we call the rebirthing clause. Now, I don't know if you ever witnessed a baby being born under the influence of, with a mother having had anaesthetic. The baby comes out like this. It takes a little while for the anaesthetic to leave the extremities. What you find with big human beings is that tetany will occur in the hands, the feet, the jaw very often, and areas of the body where you've had a great deal of trauma, yeah, or an injury, or some abuse, or like for a woman who's had maybe sexual abuse, then the hips might lock, and it's bloody scary, because it's like, what is that? What is going on? It's a locking that goes on. And tetany is very, very scary. You cannot, I cannot go up to someone with tetany and literally move their body at all. They're locked, okay? In the middle of a breathe session, someone's locked like this because all the tension, all the stuck repressed emotions that have been buried in so deep are getting some light, are getting some chi moved into them with a willingness from you to actually have a healing, and it's coming out of the body. These are the extremities, jaw, bum, bum. Some people also feel it at the back of the heart, between the shoulder, you know, various places, but these are the most common areas. And the only way, you see, you're caught, you're in a prison of being forced to surrender, because that person, it happened just a fortnight ago with one of my regular clients who's been coming for body work, okay, and he said, I'll try this breathing thing, no names, right, and 15 minutes in, the tetany starts, and he's like, oh fuck, I hate this. At the end of the session we had a sharing. What was the most difficult thing about that for you? The fact that I'm not in control, I wasn't in control, yeah? It freaked the living daylights out of this guy, even though I'd explained the process prior, that to actually first-hand experience that you think you're in charge, but actually you're in a state of complete helplessness. Now what happens when you go back to helplessness? In the womb you're in a helpless state, right? Yeah, nothing's, you know what I mean? Like, you're at the beck and call of your parent and your mother as an infant, especially in the first 3 years. You're pretty helpless. You're completely dependent on your folks, right? Or whoever it is who's raising you. Now, if your experiences during those primary years, or even whilst in the womb and not even born, of being in a helpless state were harsh, should we say, for want of a better word, then there's going to be every attempt in your life to control every little aspect of it, because you'd be afraid forever to go into any state of helplessness or vulnerability. It'll impact on having good sex, because you won't actually be able to let go enough to let the alchemy happen. You know, it will affect every single aspect of life until it's uncovered, until it's overcome. And what I'm proposing to you guys is that learning to do a conscious connected energy breathing process and relaxing sounds like such a tiny thing, but it's so important. You can relearn that helplessness doesn't have to be problematic. So you can wipe out all that past conditioning and conclusions you've made in defense of your own experience in that one moment that you've experienced and it's safe now. Also, you're handing over to the noumenal, okay? You're out of the phenomenal. All of a sudden something bigger than you is seems to be activating your chi, okay? Little I, egoic I, hasn't got a voice now. You know, it's trying to hang on for clear life, but nothing's working, and so the tetany is getting worse. The person is experiencing more and more pain, and nothing will change until they relax and let go. And I've never had a client, by the way, who's ended a rebirth session and they've still got the tetany, because the cycle will naturally complete itself. You can make it easier on yourself to just give up. So what you're doing is you're not giving up, you're giving over. You're giving, yeah? Do you see the difference between giving up and giving over? You're saying, look, I'm just giving over my ego to this process now, and here we are. You're not giving up. Because people think they associate surrender. It's about choice of words and concept to describe these processes that have meanings that, you know, we maybe misunderstand, or we use so often they've become so glib. Like the word consciousness now, like, okay, what is this now? Are we talking about a process? Sure. We are consciousness, aren't we, at the end of the day? But how we realise that on a 3D level. And this takes me kind of to my next thing about this talk is, are there any questions about that? About this tetany and what that's all about? Oh,
Sorry.
any clarification needed?
I'm so sorry, but I think because I'm not into yoga and anything, do you mind if
I don't mind. You really don't need to. I've got now, I'm at that stage where if I was even talking to the tent wall, I would still continue with my talk, because I don't take it personally.
Right.
I'm over that. I'm just a vehicle for talking. Okay, don't worry. Yeah.
Also, one of the items, you know, is you're talking about, because I'm very negative about going into meditation. I always say I've done quite a bit. I know I can't do it, I can't keep, and that's half the problem. I don't have the belief I can do it. And I've done so much of it with us. Never cracked it. Well, I never believed to have cracked it. But what meditation to one person is not the same to another.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So maybe I have, but, you know, I did a conversation with someone the other day.
But it's not a thing you can crack either. Like, so that's the other, the paradox again. It's like, the harder you try to meditate, actually maybe the further away you are going from the actual point of the meditation.
Judgment what it is. You know, I have somebody I know saying, oh yeah, I can meditate. What do you do? Describe it to me. Oh, that's what I do. And I was a monkey jumping around. Yeah, I just put myself back in and think of nothing. Okay, I can do that for a few seconds.
And how can you think of nothing?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just still in the mind enough to ignore the mind, isn't it? Like it's working in the background like a little program. But what happens is the more vibration you have in your body, the more life force on a 3D level, yeah? I mean, as an animated level. I don't just mean, I mean that you're actually got the Holy Spirit running through you, for want of a better word. Life force is running through you, can feel it, you know?
I think practically what it is, it's a detox as well. It's getting rid of the indoctrination. So take your time out of all this background noise. It tells you about something, you've got to pay something, you've got to worry about something in the house. No, that is not relevant at all.
No, of course not.
When you don't think about it. But you know, in the mind, your day-to-day, getting up in the morning, got to do this, got a to-do list, yeah, you go run around, and then somebody upsets you with something. No, none of that's important. It's only when you've been in that state of nothing that you can say.
is that, can you hear that? Is the mic actually, it's not in your leg? Speak a bit, no? No, okay, good.
I hope not. We'll soon find out.
So yeah, you're saying that preconditioning is going to get in the way of your belief system.
The point I'm making is whatever state of meditation is, it's got to be good for the decommission of all the indoctrination.
Yeah, and I think that breathwork can do all of that if it's done as conscious, connected energy breathing. But also the way that I learned it was that the very good thing about it is you're integrating at a physical level. You're getting a wash. An emotional body's getting a wash, the light body. The mental body's getting a reset. Yeah. Oh, my ear just went there. And you're more sitting in the causal. So you've ascended already into the fourth body, and it's an integrated way of ascending, in that because it does involve the whole shebang. You can't escape it. Yeah. Whereas with meditation, it's more to do with your pineal and your above things, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, you can be in a state of meditation, you can get healing, don't get me wrong, in your physical body, but I don't think we experience it in the same dynamic way as we do when we're doing this with breath work. Now, I'm a very 3D person, I'm a 3D learner, so when I didn't understand maths, I did gymnastics for my country and all that, and it was like, I had to be in my body doing different angles in order to understand math. As an abstract thing, I couldn't understand it. But after being a very good gymnast, I then became very good at math. You see what I'm saying? Because I could apply it. An application of science, the same with bioenergetic. Do you know where I'm going with this? So I have to learn through my 3D vessel. If I'm learning a mantra in yoga, some people can pick it up in 2 seconds on a conceptual, they got it. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Takes me. It took me like maybe 6 weeks to learn one mantra, and I would have to do it while swimming in the pool, repeating the mantra. Yeah, in the car, playing it on my CD, singing along to it, then taking the drum, singing it different versions in my own particular way, playing with it in order to lodge it in. But now I'm never going to lose that mantra, but that's my particular way of learning. And so maybe for me, this is why I'm so passionate about having a 3D experience of source run through me, or for want of a better word, of existence, life force, prana. Depends on where you're coming from. A clearer word would be the noumenal, that which is not of phenomena, that is which is beyond phenomena. So, yeah, I mean, I just put that out to you, and maybe you can feed back on that, because for me it feels paramount to have a 3D experience of God coming through the body. Otherwise, why are we on the planet? Why are we in this thing? Well, you have to be ecstatically grounded as well, because it all works in a circuit. If your root chakra isn't strong, anchored, and your physical body isn't fit and well, how the hell are you going to ascend and transcend all this energy around your body? You'll burn. It's like having a plug without the earth pointing, isn't it? It's going to kind of blow up, right? So when I kind of challenge a lot of the academia that I hear around this camp, on this site, it's like, oh, that's all lovely that you understand all this blah ascension stuff, but like, how do you feel in your body? How is that affecting your day-to-day life? Are you living it, or are you just giving an intellectual version of it? What experience in your life have you actually had that, that's real, that's actualizing what you're saying? So removing it from the theory. So people say, oh, we're ascending, and there's a lot of theory around. But are we feeling it in our physical body? And I put that to you. What do you reckon? What do you think? Like your friends, you and your friends, how do you see that? About that 3D embodiment? The shift?
Yeah, it's hard to get to. I think it's so easy to kind of be up here, and we're kind of programmed to be up here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Disconnected, and yeah, I think like what you said about actually embodying, having that, you're not going to really understand it or have any connection to it until you feel it experientially.
Yeah, through the body, running through the body.
And that has to come first, kind of like how physical is at the lowest level, isn't it? It builds upwards. So you have to start there.
Well, you say that, but I think physical is actually the masterful level now. I've gone full circle with that. Yeah, I'll explain it later.
This is where everything happens. It's like full circle. Can I ask about the tetany? So is that unprocessed, stored emotion?
Yes, yeah. Lactic acids, uric acids, unstored emotions, things. See, if you think about it, to keep like a personal lie or a defensive conclusion, a conclusion you've made about the way things are in order to protect yourself in a situation when you were vulnerable. Okay, like a young girl gets maybe is abused sexually by a big guy with boots on, and every time she sees a big guy with boots on in her later life, that defensive conclusion will pop up. It's very unlikely she's ever going to date a guy with of that stature with big boots on, because the pain of the memory would be too much unless she heals it and wipes it out. So as the breathing is happening, the cycles are happening, the defensive conclusion is also melting away and breaking down. So this is why I'm saying it's good, because it heals on all bodies. So your physical body's getting a thing, your emotional body's getting a makeover, and the conclusion is leaving you, because you realise actually that might have been the case in that situation, in that small blah, 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 blah. But this cannot affect me forever. It can be healed and it can be released. It takes an enormous amount of life force to keep these suppressions in place. And I think the reason I have so much energy is because there's not that much to keep in place now. I've let most of it all out the bag, and so there's lots of energy alive, available for living, right? Yeah. What's there to worry about? You know what I mean? Yeah, at the end of the day. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question about
Does that answer about tetany? So it is that, yeah. I mean, it's toxic. It can feel. I've also smelt in the air of certain people when they're breathing, anaesthetic coming out of their palms and their feet, right? From post-surgery. A guy who was in alcoholic recovery, hadn't drunk for 10 years. He had no reason to lie to me. And alcohol was coming out of his feet like no tomorrow.
Wow.
So you know how long because anaesthetic actually and etheric thing and ether, alcohol-based stuff, stay in the system quite a long time. So anyone who has surgery is already, and they have to go under for anaesthetic, general anaesthetic, are setting themselves up for this anaesthetic to stay in the body for quite a long time. So you have to really detox quite forcefully in order to do that. And that would involve, we're talking only about the air detox, aren't we? You've got the water detoxing, you've got warm water to heal matters of the heart and nurturing and birth trauma, and you've got cold water to heal issues to do with really bad behaviour, addictions, death urge. All of that can be healed by in the cold water to get all that out of your system. It's a belief system that we kind of conclude and we lock it in, yeah, when things are going tough. All that is suppressed in the body. This is what makes us sick. So if it's not healed at an energetic level, okay, it then becomes disease and will manifest as physical symptoms in the body. We can catch it early by getting rid of all the defensive conclusions, clearing this up, then clearing up the emotional body, and then the physical. But what I like about this process, it kind of addresses it all at once. Yeah. It's a triple whammy, if you like. Does that help?
Yeah.
So yeah, tetany it's coming up. And you find if you're quite a pure, clean body and you've done quite a bit of it, the tetany stops. I mean, I still get tetany in here and here, and that's because I'm working as a body worker, and my hands suffer with. I'm 64. I've been doing it a long time. RSI. So I've got repetitive strain injury in my wrists and thumbs, and whenever I lie down to breathe, it's like spirits massaging them for me, you know. But I get a little bit of tetany still, it's a little bit painful, and sometimes it'll lock. But the locking is, so what I know that's happening is the chi is changing. Yeah. Unlike the physical muscles where you're actually moving the muscles or manipulating the joints, moving the fascia, all this is happening by the chi. The chi is moving us around. It's incredible. Has anyone ever felt that thing? You've done a massive amount of Tai Chi and you've stood there and all of a sudden your arms just float up. And like you're not floating them, they just float on their own. You're breathing, you surrender and it all starts happening because you're out of the way. It's not like, you're not trying to do it, you've given up trying. The action is happening effortlessly, but from the energy body, not from the physical. So any somatic movement session that you're guided through will be looking at letting the chi move the thing on. And a deeper level of healing happens. Okay, it's deeper than the physical level of healing. Yeah. This is why I think I recommend this above all things. Yeah. Does that help? Yeah. What did you want to ask?
I think you might as well, you'd be better off talking to you in Welsh, I think. The spiritual terminology, I'm really late developer in the spiritual environment. 2 years, so my 71st birthday. And the terminology I find very confusing. It took me a long time to actually filter that. Even what you say now, embodiment to me is something within the body. And what's your definition of embodiment? Embodiment.
Embodiment is letting spirit run your body. So you embody your spirit into your entire body at every chakra level. Yeah. Not just in the mental and the communication, but it's right in here.
And that comes from...
Embodiment is embodying your full soul. Yeah? Your full soul into your being so that you're completely home. All your parts are in. They're not out in space, so you're in. You're completely in. You're completely embodied.
You're not acting out, you are becoming the act itself, rather than just acting it. That makes sense.
Yeah, you are it. You're it. Yeah.
Okay, and back to the actual meditation process. How is, I've heard this mentioned many times in the Buddhist cultures.
Can you speak a little bit like I'm a little bit
Yeah, I'm saying
hard of hearing.
meditation generally. The Buddhist talks about meditating during walking, during driving, during ritual preparation. How does that differ to a meditation which seeks to be in nothingness? But you focus on doing a repetitive chore, almost a repetitive activity, and treating that is you focus on that and
I'll tell you.
nothingness.
I'll tell you.
And
Because you're in the working mind.
Right?
You're operating, your body knows exactly what to do. The body is really very intelligent. The heart is incredibly intelligent. Okay, and this has more intelligence than anything in the cognition, right? Okay, we need to come back to this. We need to come back to thinking from here, feeling from here. But you asked that question. I spend most of my day, I'm doing body work, okay? I'm not gazing off into the future or thinking about my dinner or blah, blah, blah. My hands are doing the work. I no longer need to actually engage my thinking brain at all. I'm quite happy. I'm embodied in doing that work. My mind's out of the way. I'm not thinking my way through the process. My body knows what it's doing. My hands are intelligent. That's what these monks are talking about. They're operating in the working mind. Yeah? The thinking mind can then leave. It's gorgeous. It's blissful. It's my preferred state to be in, because even this talk is hard because it does involve a little bit too much thinking. But you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Does that answer your...
Yeah, it covers both the embodiment and the actual physical meditation.
It does, it does. And the aim is to make everything a meditation that you do. You do in your dishes, you treat it with 100% presence, and it's not about concentration, but it's about being completely in that task, yeah? And then you're free of all the monkey mind and all the thinking. And artists and they know this from very early on. And I think that artists and muses and creative people, this is where the embodiment of spirit being fully embodied, will reveal itself more on the planet. Yeah. Because then that is kind of like that spirit made manifest in the form of a painting. We have a form at the end, which of course the Buddhists would then say, no, no, form is not as high as no form, because they adhere to the non-attachment. Yeah. Whereas, you know, the artist will say, look, I've created this. Yeah. And they want some money for it in the normal world. Whereas the Buddhists will spend 16 days, all of them together, making this fantastic mandala out of sand. And then they'll open the doors of the temple and let the wind come and wash it all away. Yeah. And that beautiful, that gives me a complete like thing coming down through my head, just saying that. Yeah. That's so beautiful, right? Yeah. And then you go back to, like, oh, why should I bother doing that? There's no point. Yeah. Yeah. And then you think of the Buddhists and the way that they're working like that. There's no point for them either. So maybe you're onto something. That there is no point, actually, you know, at the end of the day, like. But we're just doing it for the joy and the pleasure of being there. And this comes back to heart and love and joy again, doesn't it? Yeah. And I'm going to go to fear as well. Talking about the reason we don't want to surrender fear. And I'm going to read Nelson's poem, because it takes me so long to learn things. I have to read it. My memory, my mind just won't. I can't structure things anymore. I don't know. It's part of my evolving. Nelson, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. We all know this one. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I not to be brilliant, gorgeous, or who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Ooh. Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We, blah blah. Does anyone know the end of the poem? By heart.
That was nearly the end, wasn't it?
It's nearly the end, isn't it? Like it's about just letting your light shine, isn't it? It's such a beautiful book. I've lost my page 27. Page 27. Come on. I need a secretary. One. I could be here all day. 29. Oh, there's hope. There's hope. 30. So it's this way. 27. I'll read that line again now, guys. Oh, there's quite a bit more to go. All right, so it goes. So there's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are meant to shine as children do. And this is like in a state of innocence again, which, yeah, it's just lovely, isn't it, when you're in a state of innocence? You've got nothing to worry about. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in all of us, in everyone. As we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Let that sink in, isn't it? As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Yeah. And I think we need to be committed to the process as well. That we really want to wake up and be our best version of ourselves. Goethe, until one is committed, there is the chance to draw back. Always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. And that is, at the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would not otherwise have occurred. A whole stream issues from the decision, raising in one's favour all manner of unforeseen incidents and material assistance which no man could have dreamed would come his way. Whatever you can do or dream, you can begin it. Boldness has genius, magic, and something else in it. I lost the end of that one. Genius, magic, and yeah. Like, so it does take, I think you have to really anchor that you're committed to to waking up if that's what's wanted. I mean, or to just be happier in oneself and let the monkey mind relax is a good start. I also feel like we find our purpose when we find our joy. That we go worrying very much, oh, what's my monad, what's my purpose on my, and it's kind of like, actually if you can just really make note of what it is that brings you joy and try to find something within that realm that you can do to make a living, then you're going to be leading a much happier life than someone who's just working in an office because they can't think of anything better to do, you know. And it's not about status. I mean, I consider that the person cleaning the toilet is just the same as the person cooking the food, or the person giving the talk, or the person, you know what I'm saying? It's all about being present, being joyful in that presence. Got a bit off point now. How am I doing? Have I talked for nearly an hour?
45 minutes.
Okay. Does that, did that help?
It always helps listen to you.
Any other questions? Any
Are we going to do some breathing?
No,
Oh, right,
No,
so
no.
we're going to do some breathing.
no, it's just to talk about breathing.
Ah,
Tomorrow we can do breathing, but I'm not going to do like I thought. I didn't realise. I thought I was going to be talking on a stage with a microphone to like about 30, 40 people. So I prepared a whole thing, right? But this whole festival is very, very casual, isn't it, and very small scale. So I'd already said to Thingy, I'm not doing a breathing session with 30 people because too much. Because actually, what's important is afterwards, you opened up Pandora's treasure box. It's like opening up a can of worms. And I don't agree with cathartic breathing in groups. I actually feel what's happening, all this stuff is spewing out of your energy body. Everyone's energy body's expanded, right? Your energy field is now actually interfacing with your energy field. I'm not being funny, but like, we're trying to clean. So it's better to do it one-on-one. Yeah, one-on-one with a facilitator. And each person has a different need. You've got a person at the front of the class, they're shouting out generalised things like, oh, breathe from your belly, or blah, 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 blah. But that might apply to you, but it may not apply to so-and-so, may not. So they don't really help, these generalised things. In fact, they can sometimes throw you completely off course, to be honest. Yeah? And you can't intuit 30 people's journey and be of any help to them. That's my thing with that. So I do one-on-one breathing. Tomorrow we'll do Yoga Nidra, which is not about having a breath release. It's a different process altogether. It's more based on your resolve, your
you say
intention.
breathing is a form of meditation?
Yes, absolutely. The ultimate, you can like be there for hours in a state of complete bliss.
There's so many different forms of breathing as well.
Yeah.
Many different. They're all.
Just in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Well, not all the
Sorry, or
time.
in through the nose, out through the nose, sorry. Same orifice, but let go on the exhale. Lay on the ground. So I tell you one other benefit about, like you can breathe sitting in a chair, can't you? Do you want to sit down for a minute?
No, I'm going to go in a
Yeah.
second.
You just-
Thank you. It's the breeze I'm on in. That's
Yeah, yeah, nice. When you lay on the earth, okay, right, and you surrender to Mother Earth, so you call on Gaia, you call on Mother Earth to help you, yeah? We need to do this. We need to call on Mother Earth to help us. We need to bless the water that we're bathing in, yeah, and ask for it to purify us. We need every breath that we take in to be a bioenergetic experience of the highest source, yeah? And if we remember that on every breath, it'll really change our fucking experience. It really will, you know, because it's kind of like, hang on, I'm just inviting this in on a very deep level. This is like, I actually believe in what I'm doing here, yeah? Yeah. I'm not opting for second best. I'm asking for the best possible experience. I'm asking to meet the nominal, that is which beyond this physical phenomenal realm. Same with fire. You're sitting with the fire. The fire will cleanse your aura, your whole energy body. Yeah? The fire will burn off debris in your emotional light body. Yeah? It'll actually warm your bones, you feel great. It'll aid your digestion, it'll heal your eyesight, because all of these things are ruled by fire, amongst other things. But ultimately, it's a meditation. It's just sitting, gazing at the fire. And the eyes will really thank you, and you probably may not need spectacles for a lot longer than maybe you would if you didn't do that. You know. What's the other one we got there? So
What's your thoughts? Sorry, Central. What's your thoughts on fire being a living?
Yeah, absolutely.
Entity.
It's an alchemy, isn't it? You know. So like we're on planet Earth in the body, okay. And what have we got? We got Earth, air, water, fire, and an etheric realm.
Yeah.
That's it, folks. Now, all the mind stuff, all the theory in the world, devoid of nature, of the natural world, yeah, the organic world, isn't it, boy? Has no bloody potency whatsoever. Yeah, none whatsoever. Isn't he lovely? Gorgeous babe. There's no potency. Yeah. So us and all the creatures of the planet, and the plants and the flowers and all of that. Like, isn't that beautiful? What more do we want? It's a living miracle, isn't it? You know, day by day, if we choose to see it that way. And you'd be much happier if you did see it that way. Like, look at me, I'm happy, I see it that way. Yeah. And I don't get perplexed with too much illness now, since my joy levels have gone up, you know. That's another thing as well, isn't it? So all these elements make up our universe. That the fire is a living thing. And the ancient yogis,
That's why it needs
they would,
oxygen, because it's
Yeah.
breathing.
yeah, exactly. And
Since we
dancing.
have to breathe,
Yeah, yeah,
and it can't breathe without oxygen,
yeah.
so it dies. Same as we die.
And water. Look at you know, water in different bodies. You have waters as waterfalls. You have water as in a weir, where it's like sucking you down and in and under. You have cold bodies of water, warm bodies of water. They all do different things, but it's all very much alive, isn't it? You know. And I've learned so much about surrendering trust to situations where I've been in the sea, and I'm like this year in Goa, I'm in the sea. I'm at Rajbaj Beach, which is known for its particular choppy undercurrent thing, and I got a bit scared at one point, you know, and this was like a message again: surrender, Sulila, give up fighting. Now, right, what I'm trying to do is swim back in because the tide's pushing me right out. There's a rock formation where this is, and under normal circumstances I would just be able to swim out. But because the current's taking me towards the rocks, I'm swimming like, and I'm quite strong swimming, like, for dear hell to get here. Because I'm thinking, look straight ahead so you'll get there, right? And then a little voice, you know, it's like the ocean, Mother Ocean was teaching me, just give up, just surrender, just float in. Let the tide take you. You know where the rocks are. Have your hands as the guard. It's kind of like I go, oh, Monsieur Mother Water Ocean talking to me. And that's exactly what I did, and I was fine. Yeah. But left to my own devices, my little ego was going, oh, come on, swim in, you've got to get there. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, hang on a minute, just surrender, just you'll be fine. Just float in, just come in with the way the tide's pulling you. So yeah, I definitely think so. And this has no potency without nature, none of it. We might as well just be an Android computer talking head in a cell, yeah? If we're not embodied. That's what I mean by embodied. I think, unless there's any other questions,
So cute.
might wrap it up. Might wrap this up.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay.
We've got quite a lot.
If
of
ever
what
at
you're
Cambridge
saying
way,
is
you must
very
pop in because
true.
we're doing talks up there.
Are you?
Have
Okay,
you got a
okay.
card or something?
Yeah, on there, I've been there.
Yeah. You probably used to do this as a festival in September.
Cambridge Way. Thank you very much for filming, Darren.
No problem.
Right, well. Okay, I'll take one.
Yeah, yeah.